7:03 p.m. and this is our bi-monthly meeting of the Auburn Conservation Commission. This meeting is being broadcast live and is being recorded for rebroadcast. Our meetings are available online at www.auburnguide.com. Is anyone present today recording this meeting? Okay. The first item on tonight's agenda is an application from James and Beth Ann Seibert, request for determination for the construction of a deck and a shed at 13 Bridle Path in Auburn. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Could you come up, please?
Just to give you an idea where they're located right next to the Chris Fuller that had come in pretty much for that same shed.
Hi, can you introduce yourself for the record, please?
Good evening. My name is James Seibert.
Okay, Mr. Seibert. Tell us what you want to do.
Well, very simply, we would like a determination to build a brand new shed in our backyard and extend our existing deck that's attached to our house.
And he also wanted to put an electricity to the shed underground
An
wire.
option, yes, to do that as well. Thank you.
All right, so on one of the documents you've enclosed, looks like that someone actually drew a diagram.
There's a new arrow that's on the, I think it's been amended. It was originally on the right-hand side, but it's now flipped to the left-hand side,
Okay.
butting the other
Have
property.
it on the left side. What side do you have the shed?
I have it on this side.
That's correct.
Okay. So you're expanding your current deck?
Yes, we'd like to.
Okay.
Right.
Hello.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure what the procedure was. I like to have my kids see me on TV.
You can wait.
And it's available for rebroadcast. You
As I heard, yes.
save it for
It'll be on
posterity.
YouTube pretty soon.
That's right.
I should have them watched tonight.
Here's your 15 minutes of fame.
Yes, Auburn style.
When would you propose doing this work, Mr. Seibert?
Probably at this point, probably next year.
Okay. All right.
It's getting a little late in the season.
Now, with the extension of the deck, are you going to put in sonotubes, do some excavation?
Yes.
Okay. And what would you do with any excavated material?
Remove it, probably.
Offsite?
Yes.
Okay.
This will all be done contract work. I wouldn't be doing any. We wouldn't be doing any of the work. It'd be all contract work.
And then there would be a trench from the deck out to the shed, obviously. Is that right?
For if the electrical, if we decide to go that route, we just want it as an option.
Okay. And, all right.
I told him to ask now.
Yes. Good advice.
It's better to ask now than beg
I
later.
never would have thought of it, but it makes total sense.
Okay. Okay. Are there any questions from the board?
No?
Okay.
Where's the closest point to the wetlands?
Probably on the, I would say, on that side, the left side.
How many feet it is?
Would it be 25 feet from there? That's
From
my
the
understanding.
flagging, yeah.
From the flagging. That's my understanding.
Well, wait a minute. That's the hay bales. The flagging is way in here.
So it could be right there. It could butt right there then. So we
So
have
that's quite
It's
a
an
options.
interesting
distance
number,
from
25.
here.
Yes, it is.
So either way, I could go right up to there, no problem. So
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
That would
so-
be
with
all
lots of
state
flexibility, I
hay
guess.
At the edge of the no-build zone then?
Yeah, we have a no-build zone that's 25 feet from the wetland buffer.
Which is that secondary line, correct? The dotted, the
That's
thin line. Okay. So we have a lot of flexibility then, I guess,
Well,
within reason.
let me just say to you that we would not take kindly if you built it within 25 feet of the buffer zone.
Which is
The
where?
flagged area, you have to be 25 feet
Oh, that
out
should
of
be
that.
very easily.
This is
yeah.
hay bales here. So you want to be 25 feet from any flagged wetland.
That should be doable. Very doable.
Okay.
There's a reason, you said that number and I just,
I'm just trying to abide
That
by
is the boundary.
whatever it is. That's what it'll be.
okay.
That's the intention.
Okay, I understand. Anything else? Okay, is there a motion to close?
Move to close.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
We wanna make a determination.
someone will make a motion.
I'd like to move to make a determination
Okay,
on this matter.
all right.
I move to make a negative determination
Mhm.
with the stipulation that no building activities be made within the 25-foot no-build zone.
Perhaps we could even go further and say that the construction will comply with the Auburn bylaw and regulations.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll amend my motion to say that.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second
Second
that.
that.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
This up and I'll put on the news record.
Thank you very much for everyone. Have a great evening.
Right.
Thank you.
Good night. Okay.
Okay. So while Sheila is circulating our negative determination of applicability, we've had some developments regarding the project on Faith Avenue. A further appeal has been taken by the Massey Family LLC for an adjudicatory hearing. And in connection, really not in connection with that, but on our agenda for this evening was Glenn Krawski wanted to come before the board and have an informal discussion about the project. I've had some discussion with Phil Nato at DEP, also with the town manager, and at this point, it's really not appropriate for the applicant to come in and see us on this while the appeal is pending. Now, it's been represented to me, and I think also to Ms. Conroy by Glenn Krawski, that a stay of the appeal is going to be filed as soon as tomorrow. And I think Mr. Krawski wants to come in for our October 22nd meeting to have some discussion. Because the question that came to my mind was, even assuming that the request for stay is filed with the DEP, whether it's appropriate for our board to have any sort of informal discussions when there's nothing pending before us. As you know, we from time to time will meet with applicants who are going to be proposing projects. This is not the case here. There's no notice of intent before us for Faith Avenue. And I think, I really believes, and I think Ms. Jacobson believes that we should get town council's opinion on whether or not it's appropriate to have an informal discussion, even if the appeal is stayed. So I haven't spoken to Attorney Hannigan. I don't think Ms. Jacobson has either, but that is in the works. So I think at the present time, excuse me, unless other people feel differently, I would just suggest that we defer any action with regard to Faith Avenue until we get further clarification from town council. Any thoughts about that?
I tend to agree. I mean, personally, I'd wonder what technical legalities or not. I'm not sure what the value of that meeting would be.
Yeah,
I mean,
since we're
given
not-
that
we're not supposed
in
to
this
give
case,
advisory opinions and-
in this
Exactly.
case, his
Been a long history on this
employer,
project.
that is to say, the folks who have contracted him to do work for them, have been turned down in their project. So,
Yeah,
what's the practical value of meeting with him?
I'm inclined to agree at that point. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, do we have a policy in place, like if somebody in the town of Auburn was in appeal with DEP, as far as having like an informal meeting with their environmental scientists? Or do we generally wait until whether the appeal is, like whether DEP supersedes our commission or?
Well, I will tell you that I'm not aware of a policy, and I think I will tell you generally that it's, if something is on appeal, it really tends to stay further discussion or contact between the parties. I mean, again, we made a decision. We issued a negative order of determination. Or order
We
of
issued a
conditions.
denial.
Yeah.
Well, it was a
Right.
it was a denial, exactly, and then it was appealed to DEP. They also saw fit to deny their appeal, and now it's up to the next level of appeal, which is the applicant's right, certainly. But no, I think this is sort of an unusual situation. You know, so for that reason, I think that's why, and I think, again, because it is a further level of scrutiny, it has more of a, almost, I won't say legalistic, but more of a judicial aspect to it. I think getting town council's opinion would be helpful to us. Okay. So, the next item I have under miscellaneous is 71 Hill Street. We need to schedule a site visit. I will reach out to Ms. Haggerty and see if we can go there, maybe even this weekend.
The holiday weekend, is everybody going to be around?
I don't know. That's one of the things I'm going to inquire about. You know, I don't know how many people go away for Columbus Day. I know I'm working on Monday, but I can't speak for
I'm
anyone
gonna
else.
be in Disney.
Good for you.
I'll check my
I guess we can count you out, huh? All right.
I'll be in
Someone and you. Okay.
So
Well
talking
then,
about
again,
Saturday.
it may not be this coming weekend, maybe the weekend after, but I will call and see what the availability is of Ms. Haggerty and her husband. The next item is the baseball field and the garden shed for Auburn High School. Anything new on that, Sheila?
No, nothing.
Okay, just moving right along here. Okay, we'll
Put on the agenda.
we'll carry that. No, we'll carry that over.
Yeah.
280 Packagug Street. I have not had a chance to send a letter to the applicant,
Well,
this is-
Stuff's still there, so.
so we'll have to. That's something I will add to my to-do
I
list.
sent her a letter.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure I did.
I thought you might.
You know what, wait a minute.
Can you go to our website?
What's that?
Can you go to our website?
You mean Auburn Guide?
Yeah. No, auburnconservation@gmail.com.
Oh, or email.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm already there.
Gmail. Fancy.
Okay. Is it .com or .org?
Yes, I did send a letter to
You
her.
mean Google?
Yeah,
Gmail?
Gmail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the-
Google is
Gmail, it's
for-profit.
mail at
corporation,
google.com.
billions of
All right.
dollars.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did send a letter to Mrs. I can't pronounce it. 280 Packagug, telling her that the channel had not been completely cleared and that the firewood needs to be moved a minimum of 25 feet from the channel.
Okay.
I told her if she had any questions to contact the office. That
And-
was on the 30th of September.
And no calls. No.
I
All right.
haven't heard anything.
Well, maybe we should add that to our list for a repeat visit. Now, on Hampton Street, I know there was an email that was sent to you, Sheila, from Mr. Fluke with some photographs.
Yes, yeah,
And
that should be on there.
Okay, we're going to email?
Cleaned it up, nice job.
I think it should be on the email.
Yeah, it was the last one you would have gotten
I
today.
was just going to say Forest Park right there.
Oh, yeah, cleanup items.
Yeah.
And there they are.
There you go.
All right. Isn't technology grand?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was by there today, it was
Save
pretty
us a
good.
visit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was
I'm a
there-
perfectionist, so it would probably take it on a little more, but basically, I'm going to say it's 98%.
I saw the water bottle too.
Oh, I didn't see the water bottle. I
Water
said-
bottle.
Oh.
Well, there's still a little bit
Oh.
of debris in the bottle.
Right there,
Nothing
yeah.
that interferes.
We don't know when
I
those
did have a
put there.
question, where
The
the
logs are gone.
big pipes come out from under the driveway or road, whatever they call it. There's a big pipe and a small
I
pipe,
see
and there's
what
some
you're talking
stones
about.
in front of the small pipe, and I'm wondering if that's,
Riprap?
no, no, they're piled up
Uh-huh.
in front of
Hmm.
in front of the little pipe.
That's
So I don't
probably
know
not
if
such a
that's
good idea.
I don't know if that's,
Unless it's to
there's a
slow
reason
down
for
the
that?
flow, I don't
There's
know.
a reason for that. Oh, that's not, it's the one that
So
comes
not
out.
this view,
It's
so
not
yeah,
that
we
view,
don't have a...
Yeah, you don't have that there. It comes out from
Cleaning
under the drive.
activities.
Mm.
I don't know what those stones are for. That's,
All right. I mean, does it block the
no,
pipe?
it's just, probably about the bottom third.
So it may just slow down whatever water.
Excuse me.
Bless you. It may slow down the water that comes out of that pipe
Probably.
but at peak flow. All right. I don't know the
It's
answer to that.
probably not a, it's just an observation. I don't know if it's a problem or not.
All right.
But other than that, they did do a good job cleaning up the church
Okay.
channel.
I mean, based on the photographs and also Mr. Fluke's presentation at our last meeting, I'm satisfied that they have complied with the enforcement order.
Mhm.
I can't speak for anyone else, of course. But is there will there be a motion?
I'll make a motion that we remove the enforcement order on, which one is this now?
Forest Park.
Forest Park,
Forest
Hampton,
Park.
Hampton Street.
Entrance.
Yeah, well, it said Hampton Street and then it said Forest Park. So out on the Forest Park drain channel issue.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second that.
Okay. You guys are gonna have to take cards or something.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll get buzzers. Okay. Is there any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
So
Opposed?
who got their voting first?
I think
Let him have
All
it.
right,
He's,
I'll
he's
get
newly
mine.
returned. Let's
I'm
give
newly
him a few
returned.
here.
I'll get quicker, I
You
promise.
get the assist, all right?
Oh, jeez. Rebound.
Okay. The next item is the gas pipeline.
Oh, boy.
I, again, did not have a chance to speak to
Call
our
the
friends
guy.
in MACC.
Something being on the agenda.
My bad. Yes, it is. So I will make sure to contact him.
Okay.
But you sent us an interesting email, Chuck. Don't you remember?
Us.
Probably.
I
I
guess.
think you were concerned about carbon monoxide.
I sent
You
emails
know.
all day. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know what one it was.
Fabulous. Thank you. All right.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Next time I'll print it, and I'll confront you at that time. All right? Isn't it
Look
true?
at this.
That's right.
Mr. Chair, do we have an opportunity to talk to Bill Coyle or hear any communication regarding Central Street, the bottom of the hill, the gas pipe work?
No.
Okay, huh?
They're coming in next month. They've
For?
got a request for determination for the cleanup of Pondville Pond, just the tree debris, the brush and that, saplings to clear it out. The
Fantastic.
dam safety project.
Damn safety.
Yeah.
But
So I
I
don't
will.
know if Mr. Coyle's coming in or if Joanna Paquin is, but
Okay. I will call, or actually send a
At 7
communication
o'clock.
to Mr. Coyle about Central Street and what the plans are. I would assume because it looks like they only put in an initial coat to fill in that trench, that they will be
Going back.
paving it, but they might be paving the whole street. You know, I mean, that makes sense, but I don't know what his paving budget looks like at this point.
So that should probably be on the next agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should
okay.
carry that
Discussion
over.
thing.
Definitely. Thank you.
Just, I don't know if it's the appropriate time, but is there anything on the special town meeting that concerns us?
I got the warrant. I don't recall
21st.
seeing anything.
I didn't finish reading it.
It's not particularly long though, as warrants go. It's actually pretty reasonable.
Pretty hefty.
No, not really. So I think we'll get out of there by 10 o'clock, hopefully.
Just curious.
Okay. All right, the following item is for certificates of compliance. We were waiting for as-bills for 13 Sophia Drive. Anything?
Nope, not yet.
Maybe we could send them a letter asking them to send us an as-built plan.
All right, I'll ask them both.
As a suggestion, would there be a motion to that effect?
I will so move.
Second?
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, it's a vote. Okay, so Sheila, you can send letters to both for Sophia Drive and Millbury Street?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. All right, under enforcement orders, we have 498 Rochdale Street. I did have a conversation with Scott Morrison at Ecotech. He confirmed that he is representing the owner of that property.
He filed that today,
Oh, he did?
yes.
Okay. I had a,
I'm sorry, he did submit a plan, but he's going to be bringing in a much better plan. It was kind of an existing plan, but he's going to be bringing in another plan.
okay.
I think he just wanted to get in so I could get the ad in.
Right. I had a conversation with, actually online with Joe Bellino, and he wanted to know if erosion control measures have been installed at the property. And I know when we had been out there a couple weeks ago, they were not installed. And I know from,
Nope.
from DEP's point of view, they want them installed last week. So since Mr. Morrison has represented that he is going to be appearing for Ms. Manfron and Mr. Goodman, perhaps a letter to Mr. Morrison just requesting that he install erosion control measures immediately be sent out. And could I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second? Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
Mr. Chair, I did ask a few people regarding some of the debris that was in there.
Uh-huh,
Some of that piping in there could be hazardous material.
yeah.
I don't know whether it's asbestos or something, but in a situation like that, I don't know if we have a policy in place since we've adopted the bylaw, where when we see debris on a site, if it's something that we really don't know anything, I mean, obviously if it was like concrete or brick or something, we say, yeah, okay, it needs, but for something like that, I don't know if we have a policy in place to,
Well, I mean, if it's hazardous material, that, it seems to me that that's really something that would be within DEP's jurisdiction, and they've already asserted, I mean, they sent him an enforcement order of their own.
oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I would assume Mr. Morrison will have had an opportunity to go there, and maybe he can tell us what he thinks about that. But
Okay.
yeah, if it's hazardous material, if it is asbestos, I mean, that has to be handled in a totally different manner.
Right, oh, yeah.
You know, so yeah, you raise a very good point. And
Is the Board of Health aware of the situation over there? Maybe we should make them aware.
Oh, they're very aware.
yeah, but whether they know anything about you know, because what happened is we had made a site visit, and there was pipe there with like black material, almost looked like someone had burned it. And
Are you talking 498 Rochdale?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
and it was, and we, you know, there was other material. I mean, there was some rusted metal. There was a car grill. There was an old axle there. I mean, I don't know if that's material that was dug up while Mr. Goodman was excavating the property or how it ended up there, but there was it appeared to be insulation material on some pipes, and it looked pretty questionable.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, I've seen
not sure
that
either.
before, but I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't send the pictures I took. I have them on my phone. I could still
Actually-
at this point I could send them to the.
Well, yeah, if you could
town.
can you do that now?
Actually, I could probably do that straight away.
Perfect.
Let's see. Yeah, it was. The material was kind of strange looking.
Well, yeah. I mean, most asbestos insulation that I've seen is white, or it tends to
Black.
be
Yeah.
instead of black, but it
That
could
was
have
some
been.
kind of a conduit pipe, you know, it almost looked like rooftop paper on it. Definitely old.
Let's see if I can pick it out.
I wonder if that's from the house demolition.
We don't know where it came from, you know. So, I mean, that's, hopefully, Mr. Morrison will be able to answer some questions. Maybe you could send him later.
Yeah, maybe I'd take that offline. Oh, you got it? No?
Oh, ye of little faith. Question is whether it gets
How
there
quick it
immediately.
gets there, yeah.
Probably not.
That's all right. Well,
It'll probably pop up while we're looking at something else.
Okay.
okay.
But if you go back to our address, if you click on Fort Casella, and click on the picture, there it is. You may recall that they were going to start their dredging or excavation operation, and so apparently they were going to install this. They were going to start to install the silt fence last Friday. They asked us if we could attend. I had commitments, but Mr. Coyle went out there, and other members, I believe, of DPW went out there. So he took a picture showing the installation of the silt fence, and clearly it looks like it's well established.
Yeah.
So that's just purposes of information.
Was it supposed to have hay bale? Or
No, I don't think we required
Okay.
that.
I mean, it's
You know,
not even
it-
in the buffer zone.
Right.
Yeah,
They
I
just
mean,
did this because,
I mean, if you can see the actual detention pond is to the right of the fence. So, you know, it would take a great deal of effort for it to get into any wetland area. Okay. Okay, I have a few more minutes until 7:30. Okay, for 12 and 20
There it
weeks.
is.
where's
How about
the
that?
Okay. So, yeah, we had no idea what that was.
It's like
It's almost like roofing
Yeah, I was
top
just gonna
paper.
either the tar paper or the
It's definitely old.
shingle.
black.
Where's the pipe?
It's
It's not.
definitely
It's not
pipe
a
shell.
pipe. It's like I don't know. It's like it would have been
Could be a
wrapped
drain
around a
pipe.
pipe.
Well,
or
that's it,
something.
it could have been
Yeah.
insulation, and that's what asbestos was used for. So, among other things, so, I think we'll, in fact,
Like asphalt.
perhaps we should send these pictures to, Mr. Bolino.
Tar coated something.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what it is.
Yeah. I don't
know what it
shouldn't,
is.
it shouldn't be there,
So that's in our account.
okay.
So those could always be forwarded along.
Okay.
Yeah, can you maybe forward
I
them
can
to
do
me too,
that.
to my office address?
Oh, sure.
Okay, thanks. So, do we believe that DEP should be notified of this black
I
insulation
think we
type
should send
material?
them a copy of the pictures, sure.
Okay. So, can I have a motion to that effect?
I move that we send the pictures that we obtained on our site visit to DEP.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Okay, thank you. Okay, I have 29 minutes past, so we have one more minute, sir, before the 7:30 public
So
hearing.
what was our Gmail is auburnconservation@gmail.com.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Just so people know at home, they want to send us an email.
you know, it's actually very useful. You can post pictures there.
Sure.
Yes.
And I think it would
We
be
could
very
even do
helpful.
Google Plus if you wanted.
I think that was Dan's
Share things
idea.
with people.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't that your idea, Dan, to set that
okay.
email up?
Yeah, that's right.
What's that?
That was your idea to set that email up?
Yes.
Well,
Very
thank you.
good idea.
All right, so
Excellent.
it's forwarded
Yeah.
to you now,
Okay,
You're a good guy, I don't
fantastic.
care what they say about you.
especially what you say about me.
Okay.
Whoa,
Now, I will.
settle down.
Mr. Reich and Mr. Olson, you may not post pictures of ski resorts and weather conditions
But it's the
Yeah.
in that
environment.
account.
On that account.
Yeah,
Skiutopia.com is pretty good.
Oh boy.
fabulous.
Anyways.
Get going.
All right. I have 7:30. We requested the owner of 2 Winchester Avenue to attend our meeting. Would that be you, sir?
It is.
Okay, why don't you come on up, sir?
Nancy. This chair moves out too easily.
I just want to go on record that I don't know if I'm officially in a butter. I live diagonal from this gentleman. I live at number 5. And he's
Okay.
at number 2.
All right. Can you state your name?
Eric Edstrom.
Okay. So, Mr. Edstrom, did you get some enforcement orders from us?
I did.
Okay. Do you understand why we wanted to meet with you?
Yes, well, the order states
Excuse me.
storing of building materials, so on one side of the culvert, I had some scrap building material.
Right, and I think didn't you have cut some
I have some
firewood?
cordwood that I burn
Okay.
for the season on the other side,
Mhm.
so I didn't expect that you wanted me to move the cordwood. I thought it was just the,
Falls in the same category, unfortunately.
Yeah.
well, I took it as building material.
Okay, I understand, and that's fine.
I have the cordwood stacked on like a steel corrugated platform that is just laid on the lawn
Uh-huh.
that they use in commercial projects to pour concrete on. So it's no failure. It's only a temporary storage. It's going to be burned all this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can only speak for myself, but I think I would like to see you move it. There shouldn't be any material, whether it's a cordwood or building materials, right next to the culvert. And I've been there a couple of times, actually observing the drainage pipe there, because I saw that the wall underneath the drainage pipe was starting to kick out a little bit, and we actually notified the DPW about it a while ago. But it's our feeling that under our bylaw that cordwood and any building materials really shouldn't be within 25 feet of that culvert. And so I understand that it may be a hardship for you to have to move those materials, but that is what the bylaw says.
Okay.
Okay? So I mean, is that something you can do?
Yes, it's going to
Okay.
take me some time. It took me some time to stack it, so
Okay. How much time do you think you need?
probably a few weeks.
Okay.
How much wood do you have there?
It's about 6 cords.
Okay.
Oh, my. Oh, I thought it was 8 cord.
You burn all
Is that-
that in one season?
Excuse me?
You burn all of that in one season?
Yeah, probably. It was all free wood, so.
All right.
Nice.
That's great.
Took what I could get.
Is that your primary source of heat during the winter?
No, we burn oil also.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you what then. I mean, I would, if you think 2 weeks will be giving enough time to move it, we'll continue this for 2 weeks and then we'll take a visit. And if there's no issue, or if you've been able to do that, we'll, I'm sure the board would be willing to vacate the enforcement order, and then you won't have to deal with us again.
Okay.
Is that agreeable?
That's agreeable.
Okay, fantastic.
I have some other concerns I'd like to bring up.
All right.
Does the town DPW have to file for a letter of intent for any work they do on that?
Yes.
Well, yes and no. I mean, if it's routine maintenance, generally they don't have to. For bigger projects, they should.
Okay, a year ago, I notified the Wetlands Committee of some work they did. And what they had done is, in the sidewalk,
Mm-hmm.
there was a hole in the sidewalk
Right.
going into like a 6-inch PVC pipe that
Oh,
stuck
this is
out
what we were talking
Yeah.
about, the
for
culvert.
runoff on the road.
Yep.
Right.
It failed. So they came and they cut open the sidewalk and put in a grate. But in doing that, there was a cinder block wall holding everything up.
Which has started to fail.
They dumped it, they just did all the work from up above
Uh-huh.
and dumped it all down into the, so it stayed there for a year.
Yeah. When Mr. Reich and I went out,
This is precisely what we were
we
talking
went out,
about.
I think, in July or August, and we saw it appeared that the cinder blocks that were kind of holding up or propping up that pipe were
It was
starting
starting to tumble apart.
to kick out because it didn't seem like it was properly
Well,
supported.
Yeah, because every attempt they try to make for the drainage above,
Mhm.
it just seeped down in and,
And the culvert
It would
pipe
fail.
was sticking out from the slope strangely. Usually
Yeah.
they don't jut out and have a big drop under the pipe. It was
so now they've been back out again.
because
So that too. It
well,
appears they repaved or they
Right,
redid the sidewalk
Sidewalks.
area.
but they've also layered the whole culvert with like a riprap.
Okay, I saw that. Uh-huh.
Now, that's all legal to do
Well-
to a riverbed? I mean, we've been held to a high standard here, that's like a river,
Mm-hmm.
and then the town just comes in and,
Well, what I will tell you that we did not get notice of that work, and to be quite honest with you, we should have gotten notice, especially since we had raised that as an issue with the DPW a few months ago, maybe the end of August or September. And so all I can say to you is that because I'm not satisfied that the wall supporting that drainage pipe is all that stable, and I think will cause or lead to further trouble or problems down the road. I have no problem in sending a letter to Mr. Coyle, just making further inquiry about that and asking him to advise us whether they have any further plans to stabilize the wall underneath that drainage pipe.
yeah, because what they have now is, it looked like they took road curbing
Uh-huh,
and just stacked that up, so it looks like another quick fix.
uh-huh.
so we haven't been back to see it since.
Well, actually, Tom and I went on
I have
the
pictures.
the
Yeah, we
27th.
If you'd like to see them.
Oh,
I
you-
would like to see him,
No,
sure.
please. I haven't been back.
They do have a blanket NOI too for, repairs.
Routine maintenance and
Yeah.
repairs,
I
but,
wouldn't call that a routine repair though,
Well, I mean-
It was
Yeah, that
bad, I
was-
remember when that the
This
whole thing
repair
was a
just
mess.
To
kind
me,
of
from
throwing
what
it
I've
together to make it work.
Had uphold, it looks pretty extensive work.
Mhm. I will agree with you, they put in a fair amount of rock down at the bottom of the slope there. You should really take a look at it.
Hmm. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
See
there's
that.
a lot of riprap in there,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it seems to
Is this all
me,
new what they put in?
What's the?
no, if there's what,
Like a puzzle?
if I think about it, it's like if there were wetland plants in there, let's say, along the edge, and they went in there and did all that, it's kind of like a catch-22.
except when we were there, I don't think there was any wetland, there were any wetland plants there.
I don't
It
think
was
there's anything sustainable in that,
a dry bed, yeah.
yeah, it's
I mean, I would assume this runs, how often does it run?
not often, just when it rains.
But it even has to be fairly heavy rain, right? Or does it run with most storms? Would you
Well, I
say?
do have pictures of when we get a substantial downpour,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that the culverts, you've seen it, so it's probably almost 7 to 8 feet wide now. 'Cause
Yep.
it's widened over the years, the trees on the side, the roots are exposed.
Acceptable.
That's why there's
But see,
there's
that's
some logs
different
in
than
there
what we
from
saw. Yeah.
erosion and.
Yeah, this is not what we saw.
That's right. So they did attempt to.
Yeah, So that was another concern, you know, I don't know who to bring it up to, but, you know, a safety concern we've always had over the years. With the volume of water going through there, we've had a wetland specialist up there, and, you know, he's told us that
The
that
pipe
amount
still
of water.
puzzles me. I mean, what is the deal with that PVC pipe? That doesn't look like any sort of drainage pipe I'm familiar with. Any sort of culvert I'm familiar with. That just me? I mean, that doesn't...
It's always been there, so they keep putting it back, I guess.
I mean, to me, that was equally odd to the slope that was falling apart, was the little pipe jutting out from the slope. But, I mean, it looks like
They really armored the slope. It looks a little excessive to me.
Well, and also, you know, they've built up the side of the hill here, but it doesn't look super stable.
This was
Pretty heavy.
It's
work.
made of stable materials, but it's...
What was it, now, we interrupted, what was the concern for the volume of water?
it's because we have children. Between me and my wife, we have 6 children. I have 2 grandchildren now, and it's a safety issue for us. The animals, we have animals. There's animals living in the pipe, and you know, over all the years, we've always said this river that they always said it was is like piped through another mile or so through the neighborhood. And it's just all of a sudden open.
Well, you know that there was some reconstruction done,
6 years ago.
Yeah, 6 years ago on Barber Avenue because, and I agree with you, the drainage there is challenging to say the least. So are you suggesting that?
Well, I'm suggesting what I suggested back in 06, 07, that it be piped in with a retention area.
and then it should be covered over.
Yeah, well, we proposed, I had a drawing made up by the engineer
Okay.
of a retention area. We would give up a portion
Uh-huh.
of the corner of the yard.
Did you come before us, before this board?
We did.
I'm sorry, I don't
This was
remember.
in 06.
Okay, so,
Excuse me.
And I have the drawing with me too, still. You know, and then a couple more lengths of pipe put in, but something to
This is
control
before?
that flow of water just
that's,
coming out of that pipe and
Right.
eroding the sides of the
I was
culvert.
gonna say, there's a lot of evidence of
Wait, 'cause
erosion here.
this makes me think of what it looked like before the work was done.
Mr. Edstrom, the pictures showing the cinder blocks, when were those taken?
Last August.
So that was this before and after.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they put in,
No, wait a second. So, what's the source of all this disturbed earth and grass in the new photos?
That's
Is
their
that-
new work.
yeah,
So this is clearly
well, they said there was, we sent a letter to them, we didn't get a response, and then apparently they went in and did work anyway.
but they
Um,
didn't just do work.
well, no,
they,
I agree with you, it looks like
this
more
is
than-
inappropriate. That's just me
It looks
saying
like,
this is really like
That's almost something like we
They-
were proposing to
it's like
do.
they compounded a problem by creating 2 more problems.
it looks more extensive than routine maintenance, I will say that.
Well, and also it looks like they cut vegetation on the slope to access it to do the work, which is about avoiding impacts.
Okay,
This seems like a contradiction to me. You know, so
well, what do you want to do about it?
I'd like to see someone come in and explain what they did and how that is congruent with not disrupting the channel and disrupting potential wetland areas when clearly they had heavy machinery in there and they've
How long
removed
was the hoist
vegetation
for?
to get to the area they're trying to access.
Do you think it's stabilized?
That's, wow, and they came in
Hard to
and
say.
did.
Well, is that, you want to put that in the form of a motion?
Right, and just knocked it down and said, oh, well, this,
Didn't even
wow,
pick it up.
that's unbelievable. Now, if a property.
What would the
owner did
motion
that,
say?
The motion
Um,
would say, you just
you'd
told us,
have
the
it
motion
on
would
the corner, you'd have
be
the
to send a
town,
letter
Board
to
of
Mr.
Health. I mean,
Coyle
That's something.
requesting that they come and see us at our next meeting on October 22nd to discuss recent activity at 2 Winchester Avenue.
Exactly. I will so move. And with the emphasis on the fix seems both too much and too little.
Okay, we'll figure out something.
Something.
We'll figure
You
out
know,
how to
it-
word it. Is there a second to that
I'll
motion?
second that.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, it's a vote. Okay. So, Mr. Estrom, we're going to send a letter to the DPW asking them to appear before us at our meeting on October 22nd. And hopefully by,
At what time?
They're already coming at 7, so,
Okay.
well,
Oh,
then, well, this will be a separate,
yeah.
we have Rochdale Street. When's that scheduled for?
7:30, I believe.
Okay. How about putting DPW on for 7:15 then?
Okay.
Okay. We're going to ask them to come here. You're welcome to come if you want, or you can watch it on TV. Because believe it or not,
When was it?
it's going to be October 22nd at 7:15. We always meet on Wednesdays. And then if you can, you move your cordwood and the building materials, by before the 22nd, we have a chance to look at it. You won't have to come here if you don't want to. Okay?
So back to my concern about, who should this be brought up to?
DPW.
Well, you've come to the
Like a
right.
final fix.
You've come to the right place. I mean, and again, since DPW did the work, we're asking them to come in, tell us what they did, what their intention was, and how they're going to fix other problems there. Okay. I mean, I can't make any promises, but at least they'll be here and they will give us an explanation of what's been
Because I
done.
have statements back from '06 that the committee agreed that the pipe in the road was in, despair. It's no longer round, it's a clay pipe. There's a concern of that, the road it's happening around other places in Auburn,
I do know that.
And just the constant erosion. My wife grew up in this house, and it used to be, 3 or 4 feet wide, and now it's grown immensely.
I understand.
It's huge.
Okay.
And not only safety, but we may not live there forever, resale value.
Certainly.
Everybody else will think of it as a safety concern.
Could we get copies of this photographs?
I could email them to you.
Oh, that'd be
I have them on
great.
the computer.
Wonderful.
You know what? I'm going to give you. You have something to write on? Okay.
I can write it right here.
Our website is auburnconservation@gmail.com.
That's our email.
That's her email.
Our email
Our
address, but
website.
you can, attach the photographs, and we'll be able to gain access to them.
That's what we have up there.
Instead of trying Auburn Guide.
No, it's
Doesn't
not.
have it.
Nope.
That's where you see video.
Okay, it's all lowercase, of course. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
I think Molly's gonna be calling you again, by the way.
Excuse me?
I think Molly's gonna be calling you again, too.
Okay.
I actually looked at the door, so.
Oh, see you later. Have a good night.
Oh, you too. Thank
Good
you.
night, thank you.
The next item on the agenda, it says Forest Park condo tree cutting by resident.
Remember there was some tree cutting that,
We went there and looked at it. And the
Okay.
problem is that there was nothing to be found in terms of a wetland area.
oh,
There was a swale there, but it was bone dry. There were no wetlands in that vicinity.
all right.
Yeah, the wetland was far away.
So, I mean, I think
Think
based on
that's
our
what's-
observation, we determined there was no violation.
Okay.
So I think,
We didn't
We never sent an
issue
enforcement order.
anything.
No,
It
we
was just,
We
Mr.
told the
Flug
guy
was
when he was
going
here
to-
last time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I mean, just for his information, nothing to do with
Yeah.
that stuff.
the next matter is the minutes from the last meeting.
I had just gotten some corrections from, I don't know if you wanted to go over them.
Would you prefer?
Louise had given me quite a few corrections.
Okay, I have a
I
couple
thought maybe
too.
I'll do that if everyone wants to mail me whatever corrections they have, and we'll get it all cleaned up for the next meeting.
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Chair-
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Chair, Route 12 and 20 reconstruction,
Yes.
is there anything on that, or we just skip over that when,
Where,
That's an enforcement order that's,
okay.
Yeah.
It's still open
Yeah.
until they
Open?
finish.
Okay.
So we can
we just like
verify
to
that
leave things on
everything
the
is.
agenda.
that project, as you know, is
Okay.
is proceeding forward. There is a huge detention basin that Mr. Olson and I checked out months ago, and it's bigger than a football field.
It is.
Wow.
Where is it located?
Where is
It's
that?
located,
Behind the
Behind
antique
that-
store.
Junkie
That whole,
store.
that
Sort of
little
across
Tom's
from
Antiques, yeah, that
99,
little
yeah.
white building. It's
Yeah,
behind
where
that.
that field
there
used to be, there's a
is a
huge.
I thought that was all
Wow.
metal. I thought it was like metal
Well, they
and,
made a detention basin in there.
wow.
Yeah, it's huge. And, you know, when we went there, they had started to establish it, but it clearly was in rough form. So we're just going to carry this forward
Just
until
wait till they finish it.
the project gets closer to completion.
It's funny, that's been going in one form or another for so long that it's funny you remember it as a meadow. I remember it as when I first got involved with the Conservation Commission back in '04, it had recently been cut and then it regrew for, what, 7 years, 8 years, and now it's been cut again, and now, as you say, detention basin.
Exactly.
There's a lot going on in the water over there too, like it goes this way and then it goes this way and then it
Yeah,
goes
there's
to
a lot of-
Route 99, it
There's a
goes
big
into
wetland behind
the Dark Brook Reservoir eventually.
McDonald's.
I just,
Yes,
when
I mean,
every
it-
time I go by McDonald's, I still look at where that location is, and it's just like, wow, you want to talk about
wet meadow.
barely
Yeah.
fitting something in. I mean, I wasn't on the board at the time, but it's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even sure when that was built. I think it was before my time on the
You'd
board.
think the property be worth more, more than the antique store, but not here to give advisory opinions or anything.
Yeah, so we keep saying. Does anyone have anything else?
Did we have to, I don't know if we made a motion for 2
Winchester?
Winchester. Did anyone? I
Well,
don't know, he said he was
Yeah.
gonna move
We
it.
left it open.
Yeah.
We told him, he
left it
said he
till
was
next
going
time.
to move it, and
Okay.
he said he would be able to do it by the
So this
22nd.
Continues as an enforcement order until.
I mean, I can understand his frustration
Well,
Here's the town coming in and doing
receiving an
stuff.
enforcement order from us, and if anything, from the layman's perspective, what they just did is more disruptive than anything he's done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw him today and went over and spoke to him for about 20 minutes, and when he told me, like, I came in front of the board, I'm like, are you, really? And I didn't even go back, but he was just describing to me, like, what went on and when the wall got knocked down and how they came in and did a lot of digging, and he's like, now, if I had done that, I'd be in a lot of trouble. And I said, oh, you certainly would.
Yes, absolutely.
After seeing those pictures, it's like, wow.
okay. If no one has anything else, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
Is there any discussion?
hockey.
Hockey.
Not yet. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed
Make
to
that
vote.
motion second.